And we're live. Hello everyone, this is Turquoise, as well you'd like to know, otherwise you wouldn't have been pressing on this. This is Star Wars Galaxies. I'm lowering the sound a little bit because it's surprisingly loud, on my end anyway. This is an MMO, one of the first MMOs of the 2000s. And the first Star Wars MMO. Sadly, it's been no longer around. In 2005, if my memory serves correctly, the game had a really big overhaul. It was called the NGE, New Game Enhancements. This pretty much let the player base dry until the game was plugged in 2011. Shortly afterwards, the Old Republic came out, which is still around today. I did not get the pleasure of playing the Old Republic. I have it installed, but I never got around to play it. This is using the Star Wars Galaxies emulator, or SWGEMu, which is a build of the game during the first expansion called Jump to Lightspeed. The groundwork is almost completely done, the space sections is not. The reason this takes so long is because the EMU team has to, or MU team has to reverse engineer the entire thing. They don't have any code. Sony Online Entertainment said that the code for this build of the game is lost, so they had to completely start from scratch. I'm surprised they got this far because they don't get paid for it. It's purely passion. So yeah, that's quite the achievement. Sadly, there is quite a few server wipes, and there's one or two things that are different from the original incarnation. Mostly that you can make multiple characters without having a Jedi. I'll come back to that later. Basic gist, in a nutshell, being a Jedi was very hard to get. If you unlocked your Jedi, you could make a second character, and that's it. You could never make another character, even if your second one also became a Jedi. It takes place during the Rebellion era, and because it is Jedi very rare and very hard to get. The NGE changed this with Jedi being a selectable class. This was part of the reason why the game bled dry. Because the Jedi players felt cheated, and people that were not Jedi suddenly saw Jedi all over the place. That was not a very fun experience. Plus the new Jedi were kind of weak. But I digress. Let's log in. I already have some characters here. On the Basilisk Galaxy, which is the only one that works. This is my Ithorian shipwright, who is not a shipwright yet, and likely will not become shipwright. You have a surprising amount of alien races to choose from, including humans. This is my second character, who is on her way to become a bounty huntress, but I doubt I will make that again. Server wiping coming. One likely this month, maybe next month, but yeah. So normally you'd have no characters at all, but thankfully we can actually make a character this time. We have 3 servers, which is Nova. It says recommended because it's empty, but do not take Nova if you take the emulator or emulated game, because Nova is the test server. The Pit is the PvP server. If you join the Empire or the Rebellion, it doesn't matter. You're always overt. You can always be attacked by the other faction. Interesting thought, but not for me. It's more of a headache, in my opinion. So we'll just take Basilisk. It's also the most populated server anyway. Now, you have several races to choose from, as you can see here. The Ithorian and the Celestin. Those were added in Jump to Lightspeed. The races work, but sadly, as I said, Jump to Lightspeed itself does not work yet. Anyway, we have Human, who are the jack-of-all-trade race. They have plus 100 to every statistic in the game. They have a bonus to leadership, which is good in some professions, and artisan experimentation. Experimentation when doing an artisan job like chef or shipwright or anything allows you to tweak certain things, leave it up to the roll to die. It can get better or it can get worse depending on your modifications, your buffs, etc. This gives you a plus 15 buff, which is pretty good. Humans are a pretty okay race, all things considered. You can't go wrong with being a human. Then we get to the Rhodians. You might recognize this guy as Greedo. The Greedo race. They get shot by humans. Hate crime, I tell you. As you can see, these are more inclined to action, quickness, stamina. They are more the rogue race, you can say. They have defense versus blind. It's hard to blind them. Well, they're bugs. I mean, look at them. They have a bonus to their one-handed weapon accuracy, which is blasters, knives, you name it, and two-handed melee accuracy, which means they get a bonus with two-handed swords, spears, etc. As well as weapon assembly, which is a gunsmith or a swordsmith skill. Basically, these guys are the weapon nuts of the universe. I might actually take a Rhodian here. But I want to show them all off first. Then we have the Mon Calamari. We know this race as its trap. Yeah. You can actually be Admiral Akbar. Well, you can be in a rebellious general rank space fighter that you could call yourself Akbar. But I digress. Anyway, they have a more focus on the mind aspect. You can get your stats changed, by the way, but this is the baseline. As you can see, they're pretty craftsman oriented, but alertness is pretty good, which means you can see things. I'm not very adept at combat. I usually play the shipwright, so yeah. So I don't know exactly what alertness does. I might want to look in my manual for that, but as you can see, they get a bonus to weapon assembly and structure assembly, which is pretty good, all things considered. Now, these all died massively. They are pretty rogue orientated, as you can see, and they get a bonus if you go ranger or scout. They're harder to see. They have if you have a stealth skill. Well, you can't even see the guy's face here. They're very big. Wookiees, walking carpets, you name it. It looks like he's wearing a skirt. Anyway, as you can see, they have a massive stat boost. They have amazing stats. The downside, they cannot speak anything but true, which makes communication with some players awkward. Or downright impossible if they don't even have the skill. They are a very good race, though. They're very. If you go for something that tames creatures or goes for trapping, you can't go wrong with a Wookiee. Same way with anything that shoots stuff or beats stuff up with a hammer or sword, whatever. Twi'leks, again another rogue race. They are, very ironically, very focused on wound healing with dancing and music. Dancing and musician are professions that can actually heal battle fatigue. If you get injured, you will actually lose part of your health, action bar, or your mind bar. And you can only get that back either by facing a doctor with your health and action, and with your mind you actually need to visit a musician or a dancer and just watch them for a while. They can actually also buff people with a dance or music, which is pretty interesting. Plus you can be Big Fortuna or Azelkura, or you could shoot things in a sexy dancer outfit. Trandoshan, lizard people. They are unable to wear boots of any kind, which reminds me, back on the Wookiee, they cannot wear much armor. That's very hard to customize for them, which is different for the other races. That's why their stat boosts are so high. Back to the Trandoshan. You can see they're a very combat-oriented race, with bonuses to unarmed damage. Well, I mean, look at the claws, man. And they regenerate health faster than other races, and they can get more from creature harvesting. Now we get to spiky humans, or Zabrak, which are a little less focused humans, more defensive based, very sturdy. Give this guy a face paint job and you might recognize them as Darth Maul. Yep, you can play Darth Maul's race. And then we get to the last two, the Ithorians. You saw this one as my shipwright. Very mind orientated and very on ship assembly. Same for the Celestin. You might recognize this guy as Lando's passenger in Return to the Jedi. These are a little bit like humans, stat-wise. Again, they're very ship-orientated and with a little bit of harvesting on creatures. Anyway, let's see, Rodian or Wookiee. I had a request for a Wookiee, which might be kind of funny to see a Wookiee Chef. Let's go for Wookiee. Oh, before I forget. No, you can also choose female, but it's not one we're going to keep around. Well, muscle, you can go very lean, or you can go like Hulk. This looks kind of funny and not that intimidating, to be honest. This is pretty good balance. Well, height, these are pretty tall. I mean, even at the smallest, this is small. A full-size human comes to around here. So even the smallest Wookiee is bigger than the tallest human. You can go, look at that. Just look at it. Let's keep this as an orientation point. This little star there. I mean, look at that. That's a full head bigger. Holy crap. This looks pretty. As for weight, you can go anorexic, or you can actually have a little bit of chop to you, or a bit of muscular frame. Head size, yeah. This looks kind of silly. On the other hand, this looks like it's escaped from the coneheads. A little bit of a normal size head there. I can't get past how this looks more like a suit, but you know, it's from 2001, 2002. Give it a rest. You can change the fur colors. I like to be a little bit brownish with some white markings. That looks awkward. That looks more natural, actually. You can actually customize quite a bit, far more with Galaxies than other MMOs I've seen. PS, I've not seen some games like Elder Scrolls Online. I'm not going to pay money for something I likely won't even enjoy that much. Well, let's add some red to the dark to the eye color. It's not like we'll see it that much. Eye size. We can go full senpai here, but the shape just changes that. Doesn't matter that much. Nose length is pretty big as it is. If it's small, it goes up and down. The width is actually pretty interesting because you can go to a big snout like. The rest of the face, you can go to a very small mouth to a very big one. Yeah, Wookiees can have a chin. just... we won't go too far into this. This looks kind of familiar somehow. This looks almost creepy. Yeah, again, it's old. You can also have a distinct pattern for your Wookiee there. Okay, that looks fair enough. Then we go to next, and we get to name our Wookiee. I think. Nope, we don't get to name it yet. We get to choose our profession, which determines your starting profession worth 15 points, as well as your equipment loadout. Entertainer is not something we like. Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. You can see the claws being sad. Because we are going Commando, it's likely best to start with either a brawler or a marksman. Marksman is likely the best one. Because you need to get a lot of points with every ranged weapon, and marksman start with a good one of every single one. For Commando we only need unarmed for brawler, so that's not a big issue. For the chef part we need a crafting kit, and you can buy those very cheap on the bazaar. So we're going with marksman. Yeah, we can generate a name, or we can make one of our own. This looks like I cannot even. You know what? That's a Wookiee name. We'll take it. Figures. I deleted a character, and that likely. Figures. Okay, I deleted a character, and that gives me a timer. And a timer means I need to wait an hour. Oh well, I will be back in an hour. Well, 45 minutes, and then we'll actually play the game with the Wookiee. Although, you know what? Why not? I'll just show a little bit of gameplay on my Twi'lek. Just a little bit of appetizing on how the game works. Once I'll play, I will actually turn. I might actually get some whispers from a friend or two. They're Dutch, so you might not recognize the language. Anyway, this is the game proper. Yeah, that's a waypoint. I've placed a waypoint here so I can always find my way back. This is on Naboo, Theed. You might actually recognize the place a little bit. You have two modes for your arrow key. This is one. You can select things, examine things. This is also how you can look around. I mean, look at this. I have quite a few expired auctions. I actually got some nice stuff as well, which is nice. I like selling my stuff, although if I can't get it, that's a pity. Alright, let's open the inventory, shall we? Oh, let's not open the inventory first. But this is the cursor. This is targeting mode. Easiest to move around in, really. As you can see, this arrow here points to the waypoint. You can have multiple arrows active at a time. This is your chat stuff. Combat planet. You could make a channel with everything in it, but that will get nuts. This is your minimap. You can zoom out. This is too big. This is an area of more than a click. This is half a click, a quarter of a click, and this is the default mode. You can even zoom in until this, but don't do that. You can see enemies on the minimap as well as neutrals. Unless a character is stealthed, then they won't show up. You have a very nice 6 bars of hotkeys, F1 to F12. You will use them. This is the so-called your stat bar. It shows what you do. You can stand, you can kneel, you can also make a shortcut with that, but actually you can do this. A roll shot, for example. I need to shoot that in combat, don't I? Yeah, you will roll, fall into a kneeling position and shoot at your enemy. It only works when you have a pistol equipped, which I have at this point. Well, blaster I should say. The top is health. If it drops to 0, you're dead. That's it, that's health. Second is action. Everything you do costs action points, from shooting to getting hit to performing special maneuvers. If it reaches 0, you're dead. Or incapacitated, I should actually say. Same for health, although some enemies will kill you if you go incap. 3 incaps in 10 minutes and you're dead. Some attacks target action, solely action, and that's actually a very good thing if you want to shut down a rogue type character. The last is mind. I have one wound on that actually. Well, you can read it. It's basically what medics use to restore health or action points. It's used for crafting. If this reaches 0, again you're incapped. There are attacks that attack the mind pool. It's very hard to defend your mind. Action and health can be defended against with armor. Mind, not so much. Anyway, these are the other ones. In most games these are at the top. They've placed this at the bottom. Let's start with the planetary map first. As you can see, we're in Theed actually. Theed is about this big. Theed is pretty big. This is a player town, this is a player town, this is a player town. There's quite a few player towns actually. And some of them are not player towns. And that's a very good thing about Galaxies. Players could place a city just about everywhere. And this is just one planet. To get an impression of how big this planet is, I could drive a little way with getting a mission. I'll get a mission in a bit. And there are several planets. You cannot see a different planet. You can zoom in, by the way, or zoom out. I prefer to keep it zoom out. You can also show names, but that's only if you have teammates running around. You can also look for a specific brawler. If you want to purchase a brawling skill, like this, or a bank, or a waypoint. Well, I only have one waypoint. Vendors. Vendors are player owned generally, which is most of the economy is player based. You don't do a molten core and get Ragnaros's hammer in this. You will do a theme park like Jabba's palace, and at the end you will get some materials or a nice crafting recipe or some component for a gun a crafter can use to fabricate the gun for you. You get badges, bragging rights, etc. It's not very loot based in that aspect. It's very RP based, ironically, in an MMORPG. Go figure. Next up, quest journal. We don't have any quests. Or any completed ones. Missions are not the same as quests. Quests are very story-centric things that, for example, I recall one very long ago that was in Jabba's palace where I had to recover something. But that was part of the theme park in Jabba's palace, which you could consider a dungeon of sorts. Inventory. Well, I've shown this earlier. Inventory is where your stuff is. As you can see, I'm 22% loaded. You can get backpacks which will increase it. Now up to what you can actually have. This is so-called vendor trash. You could put this in a house as decoration. I've seen some very interesting stuff with this. Well, stuff like this, I should say. This is food. It gives you a regeneration of 100 points of action and 25 points of mines for 1 minute and 40 seconds. This is a found item. It will not be very special. Chefs can actually use this in their ingredient as an ingredient, I thought. Avian bone. This is a resource. You can see the resistances and, well, what the item actually is. A lot of items you can craft require different things. This is a very good thing. OQ of 969. That's pretty damn good. However, shock resistance isn't that bad. Isn't that big. I'm not quite sure how useful bone is. Which items use it. I'll be very honest with that. I've not used bone because I made ships. Anyway, then we get to stuff like meat, which again is something a lot of chefs will look out for. Normal bone, hide. Well, then we get things like shoes. I died a few times, so that degrades your items. To repair it, you just buy a repair thing. I'm not going to repair this. I will likely get some combat boots. Then we have a blaster carbine, a blaster pistol, a blaster rifle. A friend of mine gave me this pistol, this blaster pistol. I cannot use this. I do not have the right skills. I can use it, but then it will be very shit. So I'm not going to do that. Leathery hide, a melon. This is a very interesting item. This is something a chef made. And this is actually not quite food, but it's a very good regenerative item. I intend to use this on special items. Then we have the survival knife, which is a melee weapon. Kind of shit, but it's, if you don't have anything else, well, it beats using your bare hands, unless you're a Terraskasi master. Oh yeah, you can change the view into this. But I find this a little bit easier. Next up is your datapad, which has everything in it. It has a capacity. You can have up to 100 waypoints. You will likely not need that much. You can also say I do not want the indicators on my screen, or I do. That's this little arrow. You can say I want more or just one waypoint at a time, and only show waypoints on the current planet. If it's on a different planet, you will get a waypoint to the starport. This is starport. You can go away. I have a land speeder. Everyone starts with this one, and a speeder bike swoop, which is, this one is actually pretty fast, I should say, faster than the one of my friend. Go figure. Bunch of interests. These are very interesting, and if you're a Star Wars nerd like me, you will like the stuff. It will show a waypoint to very nice places of interest. Anything from Thief's Waterfall, you know, where Obi-Wan's thing went down the waterfall in the first, to the Pit of Sarlacc. I get a message here. Just responding to it. There we go. Then we have the draft schematics, where you can see the items you can make. As you can see, mine is pretty shit. Crafters will have a lot more. You can also check what you need. And this is, it shows what things you need to look out for. Like overall quality and potential energies, what you need to look out for if you want to make a liquid suspension. This is because I'm a part medic, but I'll show that later. Character sheet. Oh. This is where you can see how your character is doing. I don't have any food or drink buffs. My battle fatigue is 39, so I took some wounds there. I have 1 point of constitution damage, 2 points of stamina, 1 point of mind, and I lost quite a bit of focus and willpower. Focus is, well, as you can see here, how fast it will regenerate, and willpower is, no wait, willpower is how fast it regenerates. Focus is how much actions take from your bar. Low focus means you spend 100 points, where a high focus might mean you take 50. Same with stamina and quickness and constitution and strength. It's the same thing. Battle fatigue is something that can only be fixed by a dancer. This is start migration, where you can change things around a bit, and then you can go to I've got a name of the profession there, an image designer, and they can actually finalize it and actually give bonuses to it, as well as change your appearance. I am civilian. I do not have any Imperial or any Rebel missions done. Then we will go to the next tab here, personal stats. I don't have anything special here. Again, I've been playing for about a week. And yeah, as you can see, I don't have any badges yet. I could get some, but it's and this is your faction list. The lower your ratings, the more they hate you. If they hate you enough, they will attack on sight. If they like you enough, they will not attack you on sight or even protect you. That, as you can see, Gungans don't like me very much. The feeling is completely mutual. I hate the race. Anyway, this was the character sheet. Then we go to the skills, and this is what I really like about the game. Well, Kaba, this is my character, started as a marksman, so I only had this thing here. This one is worth 15 points. You have 250. If you get experience, you will see this little bar here fill up. This is combat experience, which is any combat you resolve will get experience. This is carbine experience. You will only get carbine experience when you shoot with carbines. This is with pistols or blasters, and this is with rifles. Complete the entire set to get Master Marksman. I intend to go Bounty Hunters with Kaba if I make that, but I'll get to that later. As you can see, as normal marksman, you get some certifications of pistols and items you can use, and some basic skills. If you get carbines 1, you will get leg shot. This only works with carbines, nothing else. It will damage the action pool, and only the action pool, With pistols you will get body shot, which is only working with pistols and deals extra damage to the health pool. And with rifles you get headshot, which deals damage to the mine pool. Some things will get you more things than others, and as Master Marksman you'll get overcharge shot 2. It will damage your gun, but it will deal a lot more damage in the shot. You can also say I want to have an experience monitor, but I won't do that. I also beat someone up to death. I got a lot of skill mods here because I got someone helped me, taught me some languages. And if you don't know the language, you can't speak it and you can't understand it. You can understand it but not speak it. That's also a thing that's very interesting. And it's possible to have a group of Wookiee speaking people or Rodian speaking people to ensure nobody can overhear them. It's kind of funny. Medic, I took this one to be able to heal myself. You only get medic experience by healing others, not yourself. I only take it so I can keep myself sustained longer in the field. And then Scout, which is I need to get this tree here to get Bounty Hunter, otherwise I cannot become a Bounty Hunter. So I only need these, thankfully. As you can see, I need 10,000 experience points. I have 1827. Skinning an animal gives me about 50. Yeah, I need to find better animals to skin. Skinning higher rank animals will give you more experience. The problem, you need to be able to kill them or be in a group that's able to kill them. I only have 3, but you have a lot of professions. These are the ones you can always choose. They cost 50 points aside the pilots. The pilots are always free. They cost nothing. But space isn't implemented yet. Politician is also free, but you need to be in a city with a guild. There you can become a politician. And you can actually play some very cool stuff as a politician. I've actually seen, back in the day, I've seen actual elections with people actually giving a campaign and getting money from the politician to endorse it. It was kind of weird. I mean, it's a game. Then we get to Artisan. 15 points. You will get these skill mods, and you can make this stuff. Surveying leads to nothing, but it will give you better surveillance mods. To get to chef, you need to do cooking, tailoring, desserts, and clothing repair, and then you can go to chef. Anyway, these are the more elite skills. These require at least one filled skill tree from one of these. So let's say we want to become a fencer. Here at the bottom you can see what you need. In this case, a fencer, we only need brawler, so we can double click on that, and we can see we need to get this tree filled up. So we need novice brawler and these 4. How do we get this? Just one-handed weapon experience, like a knife or a one-handed sword, you name it. They can go to fencer. However, if we say take bounty hunter, we need 2. So let's go to scout first. As I said, you only need this one. However, squad leader needs this one and this one. And for marksman, it's not in here, it's here. We need master marksman to be able to get to bounty hunter. Bounty hunters will have special missions. They can actually track down other players that are Jedi, kill them for money. Bounty hunters is a very difficult profession to get and very difficult to stay at, because you are literally fighting the strongest people in the game. You also can have missions where you do not fight other players but just NPCs somewhere in the galaxy. You need to track them down and kill them. Yeah, that's it for the skill tree. Holy crap, that's a lot of explanation. But that's what made the game so much fun. You could take something, but if you did not have the points, you could not get it. As you can see, I already spent almost 100 points, and I am not even that advanced. I mean, let's take this one. If I take this, it will cost 4 points to learn. So that will put me at 197. 79, sorry. Same for this. 5 skill points. Just these things. These are 5, 4, 3 and 2. Plus 15. I need those to get bounty hunter, even though I will likely never use them. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Anyway, but that's the fun part. You can actually do multiple things at once without being overwhelmed. Well, mail, I've shown you this one. You can also send mail to people in game. Options, you can change how the game looks. Basic option stuff, I have it maxed out, only windowed, otherwise I cannot show it for some reason. Community, this is where you can actually put in personal information of yourself, look for people with similar interests. You can likely have, let's say you can, I'm into collecting, and I'm collecting coins. Then you can, in your matchmaking tree, if you actually look for people, you can see, oh wait, this guy also collects coins, that's nice, and then you can talk about your hobby together. Yeah, you can also give yourself a title, which language you want to speak in, what you're doing, biography, which badges you've earned, etc. No, your friends list, I'm not going to put my friends on here, not just yet anyway. And your ignore list, if someone's really bothering you, you can just put them on that. Standard stuff. Abilities and commands. This is very interesting actually. These are the commands you have. Like, you always have, no, not all of them, but you will always have attack, you'll always have peace. Peace is pretty much breaking off combat. And these are all your combat abilities. You can put them over here for ease of use. Social is, you can do air guitar, or some have actual animations, and some sadly do not. But there's not much you can do about it. You can actually do a combing. You comb the area. You can see this is actually giving you a little animation. And then we have mood, which is adding to something you say. Macros, which is very useful for grinding things, as well as other things like, well, I am a medic, so I can diagnose people, I can heal wounds, you can heal, you can mask scent. Consenting is allowing people to access your corpse, to remove things off it. That's really much it. Then we have the holocron. The holocron is a big help screen. You need information about healing, you can find it in there. You want to know more about how to talk to people? It's over here. You need to know some terms. Those are in here. Let's just Star Wars terminology. You can actually see Dark Jedi, DJ. So we have DJ Maul. Now I imagine Darth Maul with dropping the bass. It's just, even the books are in it. It's kind of fun to read through it, actually. You also have the terms of a line games like buffing, camping, Care Bear. I'm actually very ironic. I am a Care Bear. XP, farming, flaming, FPS, ganking, GM, etc., etc. Anyway, that's a very quick rundown. This bit is just to disconnect, but we're not going to do just that just yet. I'm going to do a little mission. Yeah, this is likely. Whoop, something blew up. Yeah, that's the swoop bike over there. Items have, well, degrade with use. Something can actually be destroyed. This is, well, actually pretty interesting. It has a protection to blast, meaning it's explosive resistant. It's likely a creature tamer. You have different kind of missions: entertainment missions, artisan missions, explorer missions, and missions. Entertainment missions I've never done. I've never been an entertainer, so I don't know what missions there are. Artisans, I need concentration of this mineral. Find it somewhere in the world. So you just ride out on your bike or speeder, or you walk, and you look around for mineral concentrations. Explorer is find this spot, stay there for a while, or take this item back. But these are the ones we're after, because these actually give most of the money and are, to be fair, the most interesting ones. You need to be very careful, because you can get missions that are way out of your league. I've had missions that were very cheap and still very hard to do, and I've had missions that were very paying off and very easy. Always look at the difficulty rating. At this point, difficulty 15, that's not too bad. And look at the same directions as well. These are very close together, so I might want both of them. But this difficulty 24, it's not a good thing for me. Let's not try that. However, if we take this one to the northwest, that's also difficulty 15, and Chubas are very easy to kill, so I'll definitely take that. You know what, I'll take this one as well. Which one was that again? Nords. Also very easy to kill. You can only have 2 missions if you go with a group, however. You can have like 5 or 6 missions. As you can see, I have now 2 red arrows. The red one points to the closest things you have available. Now let's take the speeder. It's not as fast, but I'd rather repair the speeder than the swoop bike. Now you can actually look down here. Oh yeah, let's turn the fenders off, shall we? There we go. Now we only have the waypoints. We'll go to this one first. Just means straight ahead. This is likely the least interesting part, just to get there. Let's see, what am I working on? Okay, I got the full tree of... I'll likely stay with my pistol, unless they have a very low mind or a very low action bar, then I will switch. is a Gungan around here that's hostile to me because my low Gungan thing. Yeah. This does happen every now and then where an NPC gets stuck. Sadly, that's pathfinding issues. Again, the game is pretty old, so things like that do happen. It could be worse though. Yeah. This is to the left. This is a shuttle terminal. You can buy a ticket even to a different planet. The further you go, the more difficult it is. You buy the ticket over there, terminal. You give it to the droid before you can go, and you can only move if there's actually a shuttle there. It is about every 4 minutes one leaves. They stay for about a minute. Yeah, it's not very quality of life. On the other hand, as I said, the game is very roleplay focused. Some people might get angry at me for driving in the streets like this. To be fair, I have it coming. I mean, look at this. I'm polluting. Now, there's also something else that shows the game's age quite a bit. But it's too funny not to show. I mean, look at this. Look. Whoa! Oh yeah, nothing happened. I'm not dead. You can run against any steep thing, even on foot. I'll be very honest, I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. It's kind of funny. I'll say that much. But yeah. As you can see, the pop-up isn't very... yeah. The game does show its age. I find it left heat. And yeah, this texture popping, you will get that. It isn't Skyrim, people. There we go, actually. Those are some creatures. Those are Nords. These are not very strong enemies. But I will let those be because I'm not paid to kill them. You can kill them and strip them from their hides, but I'd rather get paid for it. There are some other enemies over here. Well, I can't say enemies, it's more like wildlife. Chubas, those are the other type I need to kill. Now, as you can see, you can go up, but it does take a while. I need to be careful because there are some actual hostile enemies. That's one of them. It's a Gungan, isn't it? Yep, it's a Gungan. And they hate me. Yeah, this is very cool. I mean, that's just awesome, just to see the Star Destroyers over there. They don't do anything. That's a sad thing, but it's still pretty cool to see. It does give you a little bit of a I'm in a war vibe. There is a player over here, right below me. I'm being very unfriendly to him. He's summoning a bike. And there are some more things over here. These are NPCs, these are rebels. Now, combat in itself is fun, but I will not say it's very interesting. Not until you get actual play done. Okay, I will switch to this here because I will need to access my things. Let's go for a roll shot so you can see where the things here. Yeah. As I said, it's not very interesting. However, you should never, ever fight this without killing the things around it, you will get beaten to a pulp. I will mostly get the hides because hides are easier to sell. Oh, and if you go to Commando, you can actually see what's going on. Red is health damage, green is damage to the other one. You want to see more green. If you see a lot of red, that's bad. You can also do a dive shot. I actually killed the guy in one hit there. Oh yeah, you can actually leave your vehicle, leave it standing over there. Players can see it and some players can actually interact with it. You cannot take your vehicle inside and you can also not talk to NPCs from your vehicle. You need to get out of your vehicle or off of it. Now, this is just kind of bland, you need to shoot it. After a certain time, more enemies pop out, you kill them. Then more enemies pop out, you kill them too. That was very fast because they already respawned. I will just keep killing them quickly because I think I'm over leveled for this mission. That's actually interesting. Because last time I played, I was getting my ass kicked. Might as well while we're still at it. Oh, come on, shoot it. You can see if it's cleared out very quickly because it will take a lot of damage if it happens. I've seen the damage like 300 or 400. Oh, by the way, you can actually also see how much health it has. The rest should spawn. As you can see, I really don't take any damage from these guys. I'm very definitely over leveled. Kind of pity actually, I was hoping for a little bit more of a challenge. But that's what you get for picking something that you're over leveled for. I shouldn't be complaining. As you can see, by the way, this gives me very little experience. I need 15,000 and this gave me barely 700. This wasn't actually that bad, one skill tree behind. Before I forget, by the way, because I kept saying levels, you don't exactly have levels in Galaxies. You have your skill trees, but nothing in the skill tree will increase your health or will increase your mind or your action pool. Those will remain the same. I had to suppress a sneeze there. Apologies for that. As you can see, these give little to no experience at this point. I will likely get some better enemies next run, but that will not be now. Up to the next mission. Oh, before I forget, that's the... I've used the wrong one. This is your bank account. Money in your bank can never get lost. However, if you tip through a bank or pay through a bank, you pay a 5% cost on top of the normal price. Money in cash will get lost if you die. On the other hand, money held as cash will never burn out. You will not pay any extra money on top of it. Some players prefer cash, some players prefer the bank. I prefer the bank. There is another creature over here that's actually completely hostile. Is that creature? Yep, it's a hunter, and he is very hostile to just about everything. And these are fucking assholes, trust me. They're very aggressive and deal a lot of damage. For the next bit I want to show what happens if you use a rifle and use the mind, if you attack the mind pool. It's a Naboo monk. You could kill him, but I don't see a reason to. It will damage your reputation with the Naboo people. You can actually get completely hated by just about everyone, which would make you a very great Sith Lord. Anyway, on the subject of Jedi in the game, it's very hard to become a Jedi. First, you need to get a lot of badges. Let me go around those spiders there. Badges are very easy to get, but some are rather difficult to get. Depends on... Oh dear. Look at how fast the bloody thing is. Some of them are easier to get than others. I need to get rid of that spider. Leave me alone! Leave me alone, bloody thing! I really hope it will leave me alone quickly enough. Oh, thank God. It did show us instant death. And if you see that, most of the time it's bad news, unless you are a complete novice at everything. However, I have some actual skills on my thing, so I'm not going to risk it. Anyway, become a Jedi. Let me quickly show how that goes. You see these badges? You need several of them, including a profession badge. Several theme parks, you know, like these. And then you need to go to the village, which is a place where you can actually train to become a Jedi. The thing is, Jedi experience is very hard to get. It's a ratio of 10 to 1. 10 combat experience is 1 Jedi experience. If you die, you lose Jedi experience. I've never even tried it. Oh, that's aim and this is head. I mean, look at the damage to the head. See that mind there? That's a lot of damage to the thing's mind. This actually does a lot more damage to me. And as you can see, I actually lose some mind as well because of I'm shooting something that requires mind. I also take a battle wound there, which isn't that much, thankfully. You can also kneel, and you can see I actually get a bonus to my accuracy there. If they get too close with melee, they will get a bonus, and if you are knocked prone, you cannot use a rifle at all. Not at close range anyway. I will show that. I hope he doesn't reach me, because then I need to get... Oh, thankfully not. If he gets close, yep, I need to stand or kneel anyway, because I cannot shoot him that close while prone. And now let's just quickly get everything from this corpse here. You can only harvest one thing. It's one or the other. I take leather because leather is a little bit more in demand because more professions need it. Yeah, they will likely respawn in a second. There we go. Let's actually see what it does give some experience, not that much though. You know what? Because it doesn't matter that much, I'm going to use the carbine to show what carbine thing does. Carbine is very focused on killing the action bar. It can actually block things. It's all dice based. Some things give a bonus to a dice roll, some things do not. As you can see, I actually deplete his action bar before anything else and still kills them. The same goes with player versus player combat. So the easiest way to kill me would be killing my mind. Thankfully, I don't player versus player that much. And mind attacks are pretty hard to get. Unless you're a sniper, and sniper battles can actually be pretty interesting. Actually take some wounds there. Well, this is actually pretty interesting because right now I can immediately show you what happens. I can just take 10 wound. That removes some constitution damage. I can also heal damage, but I do not have 10 damage, sorry. That heals some of my injuries there. You can kite like this. However, you will lose a lot of stamina this way. Better to just stand your ground and kill him off. This, sitting down, is actually a pretty good thing because your mind will regenerate a little bit faster that way. Slightly though. But it's definitely noticeable. We'll need to wait now until my mind has recovered a bit so I can heal my damage. Sadly, that's a thing. As well, your action and your health also regenerates faster that way. As well, as you can see, getting better skill mods means your item will be faster and more accurate. It does nothing for your damage, as far as I know. But again, I am not a very big combat character. This is the first time I actually do something with combat. There's one more round of Nords incoming. Just hover here over peace. And if you're in a group, you will have a medic that's going to be able to keep you up. You'll have another shooter with you or someone in melee that beats the living crap out of you. All in all though, I admit I do miss this game. The EMU is not bad by any means, but it does fall short of a few things, which is a pity. Lower player base, there's no space yet. I'm really crossing my fingers for that one because the space part was like the X-Men games, only a little bit more loot based. If you had shitty blasters, you couldn't hope to kill a bandit. I've seen combat between two players in the same low-level ships, but one with my stuff and another with the basic stuff, and the difference was scary. One was literally shooting at the other for almost a minute straight and didn't even penetrate the shields. Well, the one that I had, he shot once and the entire shields were just gone. So if you ever get this and you do things, definitely get some good gear. Gear will carry you further than actual skills. The skills help, definitely. They will definitely help, but nothing is as good as having a good blaster on your side. I'd rather have a good blaster than Master Pistolier. You know what? I'll just go back to my pistol. I want to get my blaster up first anyway. And they seem to take health damage easier than any other type of damage. Yeah, as I said, the combat is not very interesting, sadly. It's almost standard MMO combat. Although there's a lot of modifiers going for it. which does give it a little bit of extra interestingness. Is there someone next to me? No, there isn't. Oh, just because I'm going about it, I need to get my carbine anyway. You can also do fast full auto on a single target, which is this. Look at the damage over there, holy crap. Yeah, killing a pile of leaves. Yeah, that's kind of the hero I am. Don't think of me as a hero. There is another corpse over here somewhere. If I can find it. Apparently not. Let's go first person. There we go, that's one. The other one should be around here somewhere. No? Nothing? Ah, there we go. Right next to it. Perfect. And that's it. If you complete a mission, you will get the money right away. Which is actually something I really like. You don't need to go back and forth between quest givers all the time. Yeah, this does kind of look silly, doesn't it? I mean, who is flying the speeder? Anyway, now for some crazy shenanigans again. Those are the Theed waterfalls. I still have to say that does look pretty nice, even for this age. I'm rather forgiving for graphics, even if the graphics are painfully outdated like this. As you can see, I really needed to take some better things. On the other hand, it does roast my combat experience quite a bit. Sometimes you need to look, because combat experience takes a long time to level, while weapon specific experience tends to skyrocket unless you are fighting way beneath your skill. Yeah, as you can see, this is like an elevator, just go up. I have to say though, it does go fast because of my scouting level. Scouting does give you a bonus to it. Somewhere around here is the sweet spot, so you can get the badge for visiting this place. I'm not a very big fan of pixel specific things, but I likely don't have that much of a choice. Is it over here? It's somewhere around here. Oh, as you can see, that minus 15 was my land speeder taking damage, so to say. Oh. Apparently I don't have the right... I didn't hit the right thing. Can't fly under that. Ah, crap. Well, then just take the elevator up. You can see there's a lot of NPCs around, and let's just use the overlay here. This isn't a button on the lower right, by the way, this is just the overlay. overlay map. We'll show you the cantina. As you can see, the cantina is quite crowded. Everything blue is a player. I have to admit, most of these players are, I wouldn't say AFK, but they are using a bot of some kind. A macro to be exact. Using a bot gets you banned, using a macro does not. You could look around here, see if there's anyone with some injuries you can actually heal as a medic. Because I'm a medic, that's actually a good thing to do. Because that gives me experience. Well, this looks kind of bland, but if you listen to one, just listen. As an entertainer, you will get a lot of different songs to choose from. Each song actually has a different option to them, different buffs. As you can see, my battle fatigue is now gone, along with my wounds here. We'll have some wounds over here, that's 4 times using the doctor skill. This person is great to use the skill on. Or what's the skill? Some are not that great, others are pretty good actually. I like how those AFKs are just flipping around on in there. Oh, you can also forage for medical supplies. I'll show that in a bit. If this dancer is in a group, you'll use your medical professions. You'll actually get experience for that. Anyway, that's it in a nutshell. Let's say if you do get the experience to level up, or level up by another skill tree, I should say that, because you don't really level up. Call it an old habit. You'll need to find a trainer. Well, those are pretty much all over the place. Near the waypoint there were 2 of the ones I need to use the most. There's an apprentice gunfighter, which is a pretty nice title if you ask me. This is the bazaar. You can buy things here. You can actually see. I need to get something anyway from the bazaar while I'm at it. I need a tool. And I need a crafting tool. And a medic needs a not a generic, but a food and chemical crafting tool. There's quite a few of them. And I will just get this one. This one is 700, pretty cheap. It's up for 3 days, so might as well just... It's effective, it's ready to use. Might as well for 700. It's automatically in my inventory. Now, let's see. I'm not sure if we will find anything, but if we use medical forage, we'll use some action and a little bit of mind. And we find nothing, sadly. Now, as a doctor, you need to target yourself and press F5 to heal yourself. Well, this is a food and a chemical station. Well, this is just blah blah. Sadly, I do not, or I do actually, I think. As you can see, every item you get has a different impact. Sadly, I do not have any inorganic materials. But bone apparently is a very good item to use for this. Meat, avian meat, no. Insect meat is surprisingly good. Leather, so-so. Sadly, I do not have anything inorganic, so I cannot make anything. I do not have anything. I don't have any water either, so I cannot craft anything for you today. This will likely happen in the future, though, or I could buy it, but I don't want to. 700 is enough for one day to spend money on. I mean, I'm not exactly a millionaire. And yeah, there are people that are already millionaire in the game. I was one back when it was actual live content. Anyway, over there are some. You can see it's a marksman trainer. You can see if I hover my mouse on it, it's turning into a play symbol instead of the eye. The play means it's a trainer you can buy skills from. If you have a player that knows the skill, they can also teach you. Then you just go, I'm interested in learning a skill. But right now, we cannot learn anything from him. And then you will just learn the skill for quite a bit of money. And, well, this is familiar. This is where we started, wasn't it? And then we just use another item. Oh dear, look at these masters. Master Doctors, Master Smugglers, Master Commando. These guys are very likely going off on an adventure. We might do that in the future, but not right now. Because I also have things I need to do. This was a very quick show of Galaxies. There's way more to it than this. Next time I will actually make the Wookiee, and we will do a little bit of play. See how that goes. I just hope the server wipe doesn't come in fast. I see that I got mail, which is like from the auctioneer. Yeah, this one. Anyway, guys, that's it for this time. I will likely see you around, and well, hope you enjoyed the little hour-and-a-half feature. As I said, it's not very long, but I hope it was fun. Cheers!